Hello, and welcome back to Coupe de Villa. We are here to discuss Everton versus Aston Villa from Wednesday night. It's just finished. 3 points for Villa. I'm here with Noah Fisher and Owen Thompson to discuss the match and a good win for Villa. We are back with the away wins and very excited. We'll be getting into all the action and talking about the Arsenal game coming up this weekend as well. And all of that is coming up after this. And yes, welcome back to Coupe de Villa Live. We are here with an instant reaction. The full-time whistle has just gone, Noah, and Villa with the 1-0 win. It was a tense game. It was a physical game. There was lots of battles in the midfield and, a lot of balls being flung into the box in that last 15 minutes. But Villa hang on for the 1-0 win. A good performance, a mature performance, I would say.
Yeah, it was a nice early kickoff for you, Scott. I think you're still half asleep a little bit.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. It's 6:04 here in Perth, and I've been up since 3:30. But look,
I heard you missed the kickoff. I heard you missed the kickoff.
I did miss the first 10 minutes because I thought it was a 8 p.m. kickoff UK time, but not the case. But it's all right. I didn't miss much. I turned on just to see Watkins miss that chance, and that certainly woke me up because I was like, what the hell is going on here?
It was kind of a little bit of that for the whole of the first half, Scott, but as you said, a very mature performance. I think we absolutely dominated the midfield. I actually can't quite believe Onana didn't get sent off. I thought he was a walking red card from the 40th minute on. Then he got that yellow card in the 8th minute or something, but we have the best player in the world, Boubacar Kamara. Give him the Ballon d'Or. Give him the keys.
Time?
Yeah. He needs to sign that contract first, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, Kamara was absolutely outstanding tonight. He's just his rise into this starting 11 since he's come back from injury, and just what he brings the team is just amazing. He's so calm on the ball. He's defensively so solid. And just the way he was like falling back into the back four when there was like gaps opening up, and his calmness on the ball. He's just the all-round complete midfielder.
Yeah, I was going to say he was, well, everyone says and everyone knows that he can be everywhere, but tonight he really was everywhere. He spent most of the game at right back, I think, more so in the second half. Anyway, it allowed Cash to move further forward. I'm sure we can move on to talk about that and how Marlon will fit in and whatever. But yeah, Kamara just doesn't put a foot wrong, does he? Every single week. I think he really is back to his best now. He's started to get 90 minutes into his legs, which he didn't do for a few weeks after he come back.
Yeah.
And he's just immense. He made that block on the line. He was just in the right place at the right time to stop Calvert-Lewin scoring. He completely ran that show again tonight. And that's the Kamara of old that we know and love.
Absolutely. The amount of times he cut out crosses, he won headers, but I think it wasn't just him. It was a whole team effort defensively. I thought Konza and Mings were, clearing everything that was coming into the box. I thought Ramsey had a really good game offensively and defensively. I think, he seems to be coming back to his best, Noah, and I guess the one big surprise was no Duran at all in this game. We were expecting him to be starting, but what did you think about, first of all, the defense and how we defended and kept a clean sheet, first one for a while?
It's our first away one of the season, and it's the back four we know that works. Mings, Konsa, they just know how to play together. Mings is so dominant in the air, kept Calvert-Lewin extremely quiet, besides that chance right at the end where I mean, who knows what could happen? We got quite lucky, in my opinion, with that one. But
yeah,
honestly, Jacob Ramsey, every game he gets under his belt is going to get better and better. He's come back from a couple of seasons of just frequent injuries, and I think that's another 90 minutes. What he plays 70 the other day, like he's slowly getting some time, and he's getting that running carry back into his legs that we know which he can do. And with Duran, I think we wanted him to start, but Watkins eventually got the goal, and I think that's only going to help him as well. And it's good, Duran doesn't come straight back in. I think he thought the spot was his, and Watkins shows it's still up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, Owen, it gives Emery a bit of a headache now, like with Watkins scoring the winning goal. As we all expected Duran to come back in, but we got Arsenal on Saturday night, and that's going to be a different kind of game, I guess, than this Everton match. So it'll be interesting to see what Emery does there.
I think tonight was a bit of a mini make or break for Watkins. I feel like he needed to score tonight, otherwise he'd have been straight out. And I think he'd have just thrown Duran up top, and Duran's always good for a goal. So, but first half, I mean, Villa fans will have been pulling their hair out again with the chances that we missed. Watkins on that one that when he was put clean through by Ashley Young, and then the Ramsey one right on half time, the Tielemans chance early on as well.
Yes.
Out again and going, we really need to take these chances. But I mean, we'll talk about the goal in more depth shortly, but it was a good finish. But I also think Pickford gave him the opportunity to have a really easy finish. He just rolled it in. But no, we needed that. I'm sure we could probably fact check me on this. I think that's his first goal in open play for a good while now.
A while. I'm not sure when his last goal from open play was.
He scored a couple of penalties, I think.
Yeah. I can have a look.
It might have been our last
away win.
Our last away win at Fulham. The
header. Oh, Fulham, yeah, that's probably that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was our last away win. So that was back in October. So that's
we say open play goal, but that's not a Watkins sort of goal, is it?
No, I guess it was a set play. But yeah, I mean, I think what makes that goal is obviously the pass from Rodgers. I didn't think Rodgers had a very good game, at all. But, in that one crucial moment, he just put that ball on the spot. Ollie Watkins didn't even have to break stride. He just had to one touch finish. And I think that's what makes the goal. And that's what makes Pickford, I guess, overcommit.
Yeah, and I thought it was one of Rodgers' more quiet games. I thought he didn't quite have the ability to do the run and carry. He actually kind of looked a little bit knackered, to be honest. I'm surprised he didn't get subbed off a little bit earlier, but he's so crucial for our attack. He's just, I don't know, every time I see him play, he just seems to get better and better, and he just seems to be adding more goals and assists. I mean, early on in the season, it's something he couldn't do, but now it just seems to be coming every week. I'm so pleased for Ollie. Obviously, more importantly, I just checked his last open play goal was Crystal Palace at home in the 2-2 draw.
Right, of course, yes.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
He went around the goalkeeper, yeah.
But he's someone that needs goals. Obviously, I know he helps with both goals and assists and whatnot, but coming off the season he had last year, I think we're all hoping that he could hit 20-plus goals and whatnot. But, I mean, when you have someone like Duran that's sitting on the bench for 90 minutes, it just proves that Emery still does have a lot of faith in Ollie.
Yeah, and I mean, none of us are sort of given up on Ollie. It's just the fact that Duran was in such good form before the red card. But Emery, he does it his way. He always has. And a lot of us thought maybe Maatsen would start this game. He didn't even come on as well. So there was only the one sub, Buendia, which was surprising. I was looking at the clock at about sort of 65, 70 minutes, and I was thinking, well, first of all, I was thinking Anana probably needs to come off because he got very close to a red card. There was the one where Mangala sort of turned in and he put his hand on his shoulder. I don't think it was a yellow, but I'm sure if I was an Everton fan, I'd be calling for a second yellow. So, he got away with that. And I was thinking at that point now, he can't make a tackle at all. So I think what they did is he sort of dropped into sort of like a third centre-back role. After that, and kind of, he wasn't in the midfield trying to win the ball back at all, and we sat a bit deeper because of that, and he didn't have to make a another challenge, which was good for him. But what do you think on the subs, Owen? Were you surprised there was only the one substitution?
I guess the way Emery saw it was we were in control for a lot of the game. Our commentary said it as well. I kind of expected Everton to come flying out the blocks first 15, 20 minutes just to say, look, we are up for this with the new manager. They didn't, and Everton thrive off their fans, and it just went flat straight away. And I know after we scored, we kind of let them have it for 10, 15 minutes, but they didn't create anything. So I think he obviously just had trust in us. We are short on legs in the midfield, especially when we start all of them. I don't really know who there was to come on with a more defensive mindset at that point, besides the two fullbacks. So no, it was a bit unique, but Everton are so poor. They are really, really poor. So I don't think he was too worried. But again, with Villa, we're always good for conceding late on. So you sit there thinking we need a second goal here, we need a second goal. But no, the back four were brilliant. I think pretty much everyone had a decent game, I thought.
And Gary makes a good point here. It's going to be our last game ever at Goodison Park, unless we draw them in the cup or something, I guess. But look, it's it's a great ground, old school ground, Noah, and we've had some good wins there over the years. So it is kind of sad to see Goodison Park go, and they're going to move into their new stadium next season. And it's good. I guess it's good to get a win there on our final ever trip there in the Premier League.
Yeah, I got a close mate of mine that's an Everton supporter, and one of his dreams was to go to Goodison Park because obviously time was running out, and he finally was able to get there last season. And it's such a historical ground. There's not many of the, I guess, original classic grounds left, and it's a joy to go to them. You're so close to the action, and it's what makes football. Like you think of Loftus Road. I was at Ipswich this season. Like, they're classic football grounds, and I mean, Everton probably needed the upgrades, need new facilities and whatnot. But it's just sad to see another classic go. And yeah, I mean, we haven't lost there since we've been back promoted to the Premier League. And every time I think of Goodison Park, I think of that Ashley Young winner in 2008.
Yep. Now, there's been some good memories there over the years, but we've also had some tough days, especially back in the pre-relegation days when we were in the bottom half of the table for a long periods under the likes of Lambert and Sherwood and these guys. I remember having some tough days there, but look, they're a great club, and obviously, Everton versus Villa, I think, is still the most played fixture in the top division. It's going to be interesting to see us, there next year in the new stadium. But look, this was a huge win, Owen, because of I think the other results as well. If you look at the table now, we're on 35 points with Man City, and we're getting a bit
ahead, maybe.
Chelsea are 2 points ahead. Man
and we're
City
1 point ahead of Bournemouth.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and there's becoming a little bit of a gap now to the likes of Fulham. Yeah, we are safe. I think we'll be okay. But if we're going to push into that top 4, top 5, we got to keep these results and these points ticking along, because it seems like there's going to be a real race for that top 4 this season.
I think it's the same for anyone in this league. If you're trying to stay up, if you're out of form and you're trying to stay up, or if you're in form and you're trying to break into somewhere you wouldn't normally break into, you've got to get results against the best teams. Last season, we went to Arsenal and got results. So if we go to Arsenal and pick up a point, pick up 3 on Saturday, then all of a sudden you go, hang on, we can beat these teams above us, because we obviously have struggled against the teams above us. I know we got the result at City. But yeah, it gives us a lot of momentum going forward. And like we said last night, all the results went our way with the late Brentford equaliser and Chelsea kind of killing that game off and making it stale at 2-2. I know Forest are kind of ahead of us, more so than just a simple result. But again, they were winning. So would you class that as drop points? I don't know. But you pick up results, you keep winning at home, and you've got every single chance. I know it was briefly mentioned, but again, Everton, the ground will be a miss. I quite like Everton's ground. I was a bit gutted not to go tonight with it being midweek. What I will say, if anyone in the comments has been to Everton, and I know it's a bit of a sore subject at the moment, the pies are shocking at Everton. like I think they're cooked under a heated argument or like a dodgy light bulb or something like that. Like they are really, really poor. So, but on the flip side, their new stadium does look stunning. So hopefully there's some good days out there.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Look, so out of those teams ahead of us, Noah, like who do you think we can realistically rein in? I mean, like Owen said, we probably need to start beating some of these teams that are ahead of us, or getting good results. I mean, we had that sort of that win against Man City that was a bit of a statement victory, and we need a few more of them, because this season the sort of the top big six or whatever, like we've lost pretty much all of them apart from that City game. So, this Arsenal game is huge, and who can you see us reining in? I mean, can we rein in a Forest? Can we rein in a Chelsea, Man City? Like, it's going to be tough, isn't it, to break into that top 5, top 4, whatever the Champions League positions are.
So you're ruling us out winning the league? Is that on the record? I'm just checking.
Look, I'm putting
in Liverpool.
Look, we've always got a chance, right? But can you see us going 20 games unbeaten?
I mean, Man City did it, but no, I can't, unfortunately.
Right.
I think we'll rein in a couple of them. I don't know who it will be, but form in football is so hit and miss. It's very rare that teams go on massive streaks of winning 20 games unless you're Manchester City. Your form always fluctuates, and like everyone's saying Forest has to drop off, but they said that about us last year, and they're holding on to in the top 4 at the moment. I reckon we'll rein in a couple. I reckon we will. Who will rein in? I don't know. You're looking at Man City, they're having a bad season, but with the team they've got, they could win 20 games and win the league. Newcastle could easily drop off. Chelsea are dropping off at the moment, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we finish 7th still. Like it's such the league's so open, but it's such a competitive league as well. It's one of the best seasons in many years.
Yeah, it is very enjoyable from like a neutral's point of view. There's a lot of good teams, and the Premier League just seems to get better and better every season. Owen, I just wanted to highlight this comment from Gary, because we saw him in the stands. Daniel Marlin. I don't know about who was the other signing.
It was the young Turkish.
Yeah.
Right.
We haven't announced him, but there was pictures of him at outside the North Stand and stuff earlier. So
yeah, I saw that.
And they never put it on the TV or anything, but he had some Villa hat on. So
he's obviously going to, I guess, come in and maybe come off the bench against Arsenal. You would think maybe
we may be sending him back out on loan. Marlon will
Marlon. Yeah, I don't think we're sending him on loan. That would be quite a move. But I think that this would be a perfect game for him as well. Like if he came on for the last half an hour and a bit of pace, bit of on the break. If we could sort of keep it nice and calm, maybe 0-0 after an hour, and then unleash Marlon and Duran. That could be quite exciting.
Yeah, it could be. Could well be. I'd love to see him start. But I'm not sure. Obviously, he'll be ready to start. He just adds so much to our team. He's quick. He can finish. He can play in behind. We've gone from having no pace at all to having a very, very pacey attack. Leon Bailey's very quick. Marlon's quick. Duran's quick. Rodgers, when he has the ball, is rapid. It's just such exciting times. And there was a comment about a perfect January. Imagine we have that. Imagine we go to Arsenal again, upset them. We played them off the park last year at the Emirates, and they did one over us at Villa Park earlier on in the season and whatnot. So it could be nice to get one back. I mean, BT Sport put a tweet out that they haven't lost to the Big Six in 630 days.
Who?
Arsenal. Yeah, the Big Six.
The Big Six, though. Man United are 13th.
Yeah, and Tottenham are 11th or something, whatever it is. But other teams can go there and play them off the park, and it never gets mentioned, really.
Yes, Tottenham are 13th and Man United are 15th. So, we just got to sort of ignore all that sort of stuff. I think, as soon as we play well, everyone says, "Oh, it can't last like last season." All I heard was, "Oh, Villa will drop off. Villa will drop off." All I heard this season is like Villa will struggle because of Champions League football. And yeah, we're not as high as we were last season, but we're still the same points as Man City, with 2 points behind Chelsea, 3 points behind Newcastle. We're in the race, right?
It's really concerning, though, Scott, our goal difference at this time of the year.
Yeah, that's what people are picking up on. Our goal difference is not pleasant.
It's -1 still.
It's still -1. Yeah, but I guess that can be fixed. Hopefully, some of these games we got coming up, we could maybe bang in a few goals. We got West Ham, we got Wolves and Ipswich after the Arsenal game. So yeah, we have to sort of try and keep this momentum going as best as possible. Hopefully, get a positive result away at the Emirates, and then go into these next 3 games. Hopefully with a bit of confidence, and we can bang in a few goals.
Yeah, I think we will. I really think this away game. It's obviously hard to win any game away from home because you got 85% of the crowd, 90% of the crowd against you the whole day. And when the Everton crowd were up and about today, it was loud. Obviously not being there, but it was loud on TV and whatnot. So, I mean,
and of course they had David Moyes as his first game. We've had 2 manager bounces that we've squashed. They haven't bounced that high. So that's positive, I guess. From a that was the kind of thing that back a year or 2 ago we would have definitely lost both those games with the 100%. Manager bounces. So
100%.
We're doing un-Villa things and kind of finding a way to win in these difficult circumstances. So yeah, that's a positive. Look, the clean sheet's a huge positive.
Massive.
Yeah,
it's our first away clean sheet since Arsenal away last season.
Yeah, it's about 12 games or something.
It's crazy. As we're just so used to coming from a goal behind, or having to score 3 or 4 goals to win. Like when we played Everton last time, we had to come from 2-0 down. And it was such a gutsy defensive performance. They had a few chances, Everton, like they really did, but I never felt that threatened by them, if that makes sense. Like I actually had a lot of trust in our back line, and Mings just went to every single header, and Consa's unbelievable on the ball now. Like that part he played in that goal is very
we
like an unsung hero sort of moment. Like carried the ball, held on to possession, somehow got it to Rodgers, and it was just all open.
It was one of those. It was one of those. The way Emery wants us to play, but it still hearts in Miles Villa. Like we kept knocking it around that back line for way too long.
Yeah.
I think he got Tielemans involved with him. And I think we did actually lose the ball, and then they were just slow on it. Someone nicked it back, maybe Cons actually, and then we're in, and that's when Watkins running away from goal and Rodgers with that much space. You're not gonna miss.
Yeah, Consa did really well in the build up to that goal because he gets the ball and he kind of spun one way, then spun the other, sort of, took his man on. And, that's I guess, Emery's game plan in the end. Try and beat the press with passing, movement, patience, and, sticking to the philosophy of, trying to play to feet. And then once you've broken the press, go. Get all the runners, get in behind, get Rodgers running at the defense, get Watkins running in behind. And, I think if Emery looks on his laptop on the way home tonight, he'd be happy with that goal, because that's a typical goal. Yeah, very Emery goal. Look, Owen, I guess the one thing that could be a bit of a concern in the rest of January is like that we've got the Champions League games on top of the league matches, and how are we going to approach that balance, considering we do have a few injuries. There's some big games in the Premier League coming up as well. So will you possibly see some changes for Arsenal because of that?
Well, one thing's for sure. If Tielemans makes it through these next 5 games playing 90 minutes every week, then he deserves a knighthood, because I think he's played 90 minutes every week this season. He's got to, or at least come very close. I don't know how he does it. I mean, it's hard to kind of make many changes. I don't think he'll make changes because of each competition. He doesn't do that. Besides, he made the odd change in the FA Cup, but
yeah,
he doesn't I know he's going to want to prioritise the Champions League and get over the line. Like, I think he'd want us to go to Monaco and get a result. And
Definitely.
maybe it'll be like Leipzig, where it's we just score more than you. No, the players will know that they're going to have to work hard. This is the reality of it now. This is the way the fixture list is. We've earned the right to play in this competition. We can't sacrifice the Premier League for another competition.
No, that's it. The best teams just go out every game and, get the job done one way or another. And I think that was kind of what happened tonight, in that it was a different kind of game. It wasn't full throttle end-to-end football. It was patient build-up. It was physical battles. It was sitting back and defending at times on our edge of the own box. And, and then when we had the moments to break and to punish them, we did it.
Tonight was good because I don't think we were massively stretched.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they've come off the pitch blowing. Maybe a couple of them have. But, like, I don't think the back four were massively tested. Mings won everything in the air and Konza won everything on the floor. So tonight was the perfect sort of game for them. I assume on Saturday, regardless of the result, we may have to run some changes a bit earlier, just the way it is. And then we played Tuesday in Monaco.
Gary puts this comment up, then I think I would slightly disagree and say I think the Monaco game is a bit of a free hit in some ways, because we still have the Celtic game, to fall back on. And
you don't want to leave a game though. You'd rather get it done straight away.
No, I think we would rather go to Monaco and get the result.
Yeah, and have a free hit against Celtic.
Yeah, of course. But what I mean is we can go into that Monaco game, playing our game and trying, playing with a bit of, pressure off our shoulders in some ways, because knowing that we only probably need 3 points to finish in that top 8. And we've got a home game. We've been very strong at home in the Champions League and the Premier League. And, Celtic, look, we should probably be beating them. They are obviously a great club, and it's going to be a battle of Britain, and it's going to be a crazy atmosphere and all that. But, in terms of wage budget and, quality of players, we do have the better team. So, I just think we can go to Monaco and really have a go at them and just sort of go, all right, like, let's see what happens. And, not feel as if it's like a do or die match.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I don't know. I think Emery knows how important European football is and wants to do the best he can in those sort of competitions. And as a lot of people are saying, there's no free hits anymore. Like, you might be able to play with a little bit more freedom and try to take them on. We'll score more than you, sort of stuff like Leipzig. But I think we'll go there with a plan, and I reckon we will beat them. I think Emery, you don't want to go, oh, we've got one more game. It doesn't matter. Like, you want to do it.
No. But I think you might go in with a plan to sort of be a bit more defensive and perhaps play on the break. I don't know. Or maybe he'll send a team that has a real go at them from the offing. There's two ways to look at it. It's going to be an interesting game because Monaco are a good team. Like, trust me, they're going to be. That's one of the games when the draw came out, I was like, that's going to be a real tough one, because I think they're in the top 3 in France, and they've got some good young players. And I know Arsenal, rolled them over quite easily in the Champions League 3-0, and they could have scored 5 or 6 that night. But they've had some other good results in the Champions League, and they're in and around the top 8 themselves.
I think the beauty of the Champions League this season with this new format is with the top 8, it kind of maps your route to the final out depending on where you finish. But the way it's gone with like City, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Juventus, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, etc., all outside the top 8 for now, you have no idea the route you're going to take. And with everyone playing at the same time on the final day, you just have no idea, because you could finish 3rd and have a more difficult run than if you finish 4th. But ultimately, he's going to want to try and finish as high as possible to give us the best possible chance. That just is the way it's going to be. Yeah. So And
Yeah, you've got to just try and finish as high as possible. And
I know there was
the draw will be the draw. I mean, but yeah, because like you said, there are a few teams like Man City, PSG, Real Madrid who are sort of not as high in the league as they probably expected to be.
PSG 24.
Yeah, I mean PSG play Man City, and pretty much the loser of that match might be out of the Champions League. So
Crazy.
it's that's going to be a wild one. But from a Villa point of view, I think we just got to, look to the Arsenal game and sort of cliche play it one game at a time. But is there any? Are you going down to the Emirates, Owen?
I am going to the Emirates. Yes, there's a load of us going down. Like I said, I couldn't go tonight. Work with being the week was frustrating, and my finances do not allow me to get to Monaco. Unfortunately, I'd rather budget for the. I was hoping we could get to the point where we qualify, so I can budget for the knockouts, which seems to be the case now. I think it would take. No, I think we have qualified for the knockouts. So.
That's going to be a weird one because, like Gary says, I think they've got a very small stadium. What do you know? What the allocation is for Villa fans for the?
We got given. I think it was exactly 1,000 tickets. However, either side of the away end, there's neutral blocks. So Monaco never sell out ever.
No,
I think
I know.
a lot because Monaco. A lot of the people that live in Monaco are very wealthy individuals that are not interested in going to watch the local football team play. And 20 minutes up the road is Nice, which is more of a, I'm trying to think of the word, just more like a normal city, like a city that me and you would know or whatever. And a lot of people go and follow Nice instead. So, yeah, I think it's more of a Villa takeover. Like there's that comment said, there's loads in the in neutral ends and in the home end and stuff. I think all the tickets were really cheap as well. So,
yeah, and also, I know a lot of people in Monaco. They're not living in their houses in the winter either.
Yeah,
so it's very much a summer city, and like the very weird fan base. Strange club, but hopefully we can go there and make some good atmosphere with and drown them out. It's an exciting game for sure. But we went to Arsenal, Noah, and won last week. Roger's saying who's man of the match. I think that's quite obvious. I think it's got to be Booba, right?
He was the best player on the pitch by a country mile. He's the best player. Honestly, he's like. I sent a comment before, like he's almost better than when he first played for us, and it's the best thing Steven Gerrard has ever done for Aston Villa Football Club and ever will do, is getting this player on a free transfer. I still can't quite believe how good he is.
And look, I think a lot of us feared when he did his ACL that he might not come back the same, but he certainly has, and maybe even better. It's quite amazing. Like the just the amount of time he's just slotted back in and picked up where he left off. I think he's got to be one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. You don't really hear the media discuss him much in terms of when they're talking about the best, number sixes or defensive midfielders in the league. They talk a lot about, guys like Tonali at the moment is playing really well for Newcastle, or Declan Rice, or Rodri, of course, is fantastic. I probably wouldn't swap them for Kamara right now. I just think he just really fits into what we're trying to do, and Emery's style of passing and patient build up, and he's just like Mr. Cool in there.
Yeah, and even in a very poor Steven Gerrard side, you still saw a lot of glimpses of this and what he was able to do, and with a direct plan on how he needs to play and what his role actually is, fits like a glove. It's honestly like he could go play for another club. Let's say he goes plays for Nottingham Forest. He wouldn't be able to play this well, I don't reckon. Just the style of play and what we do, the tactics that are in play are built around our midfield structure. Onan had to slot in as well, and Kamara's taken that spot back. I reckon he's, besides Tielemans going forward, our most important and crucial midfielder.
Absolutely. I'm just loving the chat. There's some there's some funny comments at the moment. Park
There are a
Poop is
few
in there
funny.
causing mayhem as usual. I don't know anyone in Monaco. Shock horror. I would like to go there, but the nappy changing is going well. I did one about an hour ago, so yeah, we are getting there. Like young Gary's sleeping a bit better now, so but I still have been up the last 2 nights watching football and taking care of him. So that's been, it's good when there's football on to to get through those long nights.
Is he fit into his Villa kit yet?
Look, he's about there. I think he's going to be close.
There?
I'll get him in there and take some photos soon. Yeah, he's grown a lot in the last few weeks for sure. So yeah, should we do Arsenal predictions and maybe fantasy? Yeah,
can I just jump in very, very quickly? I must say that obviously with Marlon coming in, we had to get the money from somewhere, didn't we?
Yes.
As Ipswich do announce, Philogene has now completed his move.
Yes, I've seen that. That's been confirmed. So that's good luck to him, and I think it's a good deal for everyone concerned. Really, I think for the player, obviously, he's going to get some more playing time. I think he could do quite well at Ipswich, and we've got 20 odd million for him, so that's a good deal for us too. And we got Marlon in for a similar price, so I think that's a good bit of business all around for all clubs. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. He scored a lot of goals in certain periods for Borussia Dortmund. Had quieter periods as well, but he's a threat, and I think he's going to be really suited for the Premier League.
I think so. You look at players that dominate on the wing; all of them have extreme pace. And not only that, is his dribbling ability second to none. Obviously, I haven't watched a load of him, but he's played a lot in European football, and I've always seen him watching Champions League, Europa League, and whatnot. And he's been playing at some elite clubs. I actually didn't know he was at Arsenal's academy, so thanks Arsenal for missing out on him. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because I haven't watched him a lot, but all the Dortmund fans seem a little bit upset that he's gone and he left and they lost the bottom of the league. So there you go.
Yeah, well, hopefully he can go back to his academy club and score against them on the weekend. So
unreal.
Should we do some predictions? I'm going to go first. I'll say, I'm going to say 2-2.
2-2.
Marlon coming off the bench, setting up Duran for an equaliser and getting a good point away from home. Why not?
I think we're going to win 2-0, replicate last year. I don't know. For some reason, I just think Emery, he goes into games against Arsenal with a little bit extra. I know it didn't quite work out for him in the start of this season, and that loss will piss him off a lot more. And I think we'll go in there with a lot more better plans. And I think we'll win 2-0.
I will go 1-1. I'll go 1-1, and I'll go Rodgers to score. I think Watkins will have a lot to do as well. I think he'll run and ragged for 65 minutes. Won't do anything in front of goal. Then Duran comes on, cushioned header. Rodgers smashes it in, and then we can see it. So.
I love that. Love that. All right. Well, we haven't finished the fantasy week, obviously. How's your fantasy going, Noah?
Have a look.
The top scorers this week. I was one of the top scorers this week.
I'm currently on 55 points, I believe, so I'm not doing too bad. Let's have a look if it lets me sign in. Don't know why I've signed out. So I'm on, 55 points. The league hasn't updated yet, but someone that I was quite down low in the relegation zone. I'm now top 10 in the Cooper Villa Superliga. I'll see if I'll quickly share the screen. Yeah,
put it up. Let's see how we're traveling.
It's quite important. I think it's do or die. This is kind of more important than the game that just happened.
I've made the screen finally just.
Yeah, it's just there. I know Mohamed Adams still there. He's on the decline again. I feel bad for Cliff. Cliff hasn't left the bottom in months. He's kind of like Southampton of this league. Poor Cliff.
Yes, I'm still in second, but it's very tight at the top. Justin's caught up on me a little bit, and Mike's pulled away a little bit, but it's very tight at the top. So
yeah, and I'm still coming. I'm making a charge. Don't worry.
And so's Tommy. Look at him; he's in the top 4 now.
Tommy's underrated. He didn't join our league for months and months, and then finally joins, and he's top 4. So
incredible.
He's above average every week. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just annoying, but anyway, that's kind of what he does.
All right. Well, what a great win. Villa's first away win for months. 5 or 6 games, I think it's been, and a clean sheet as well. So pretty much a perfect night all round for Unai Emery and Villa. 3 points. We're up into 7th. And we will be back after the Arsenal match. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about it, and hit that notification bell, because you don't want to miss a video. So look out for us after the Arsenal match. And until then, up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
See you next time.